For this video, I'm going to show you the installation of the Patreon version of Aviodora, which is now 1.1, but it's going to be mostly the same for the public version as well. So if you scroll down, after of course reading all of it, you can see the attachments here, and we have the changelogs, the guide overview, the installation for the Patreon version, and the mod itself. So if you click on the Patreon version of the mod, it's gonna start downloading. It's a whopping 700 megabytes, so bear with me while it downloads. Of course, I'm not gonna download it right now because I already have the mod since I created it, But let's check the installation guide and what it will show you. This is the front page that you will see. You will see that it can help with comply with requirements, how to install the mod, update the mod, how to add additional files, how to uninstall the mod in case you want to uninstall it, how to troubleshoot, optimize the mod, and it will also share you links to some bug forums where you can report bugs to me. Of course, you can report bugs to me on any of the platforms that I'm using, but it's also better to use the bug forums because then I can have an overall view on what kind of bugs I need to tackle. So the first of all, the requirements: you need get together, city living, discover university, and seasons for the mod to properly function. Now, seasons expansion pack is not as mandatory as the other three. If you do not own seasons, you won't be able to have weather control, season control obviously, and some of the items won't show up when you're changing seasons because of course in the base game there are no seasons. So if we take this out, you will be missing some objects like the roller skate rink or the ice skate ring, but other than that it's not that mandatory. However, these three are very, very important parts of the mod. They are the fundamentals of the mod basically. And of course, it's best if you have Growing Together, Backyard Stuff Pack, My Wedding Stories, Nifty Knitting, Toddler Stuff Pack, and so on, which is all listed here. But then again, if you do not own these packs, that's alright. Even if you purchase, for example, Growing Together later, and there is an object in the world somewhere, it's gonna spawn once you start up the game with the new pack, so it's completely fine actually. Of course, we have some mod dependencies. This is mandatory. Without lot 51's core library, the mod will not work. Same goes for Zerber's the custom preferences mod and Basemental's universal venue list. These mods are essential for some of the features the mod has. So if you click on these web downloads, it's gonna take you to the creators pages where you can download, for example, the core library. Then you can also download a custom preferences mod by Zerbu. You can download it from here. And you can download the universal venue list from here. If you're using CurseForge, you can also download these mods from CurseForge here. And of course, there are some heavily recommended mods that will make your game faster. This is the Simulation Timeline Unclogger by TurboDriver and the Fix Social Bunny Simulation Lag and the Simulation Lag Fix by Serial Slims. These are all mods I recommend even if you're not using Aviodora, because this will make your mod and your game experience much faster. And of course we have some computer specifics. Of course, the more powerful computer you have, the smoother the game will run, and since it's a huge mod, you will need at least these computer specifications. At least this is what I can guarantee that the mod works with. If you have a lower graphics card, I don't know how the mod will work actually, because I don't have the specifics to test that. And let's check the installation guide on how to install the mod finally. So once you downloaded the mod, you will see the following folders: the backup, mods, optional files, and Word file. As you can see right now, it's actually a compressed zip file, so we need to uncompress it, but I can go inside and show you what it has. It has the Aviodora Patreon version file folder, and it has some subfolders. As I mentioned before, the backup, mods, optional files, and Word file. The Word file is the file that we are going to replace in the game itself, and of course the mods is the one that we're going to place in the mods folder. So let's first of all get the Word file. It really depends on your installation. I have it right here right now for easier access for you to show it. So I'm gonna go inside the Sims 4, data, shared, worlds, areas, and then I'm just gonna copy paste it. This is just a picture, but it also may happen that you need to have administrator permission to copy into this folder. It's completely normal. I don't have that for some reason because I don't have a separate administrator user on this PC actually. But even if you have it and you get this destination folder access denied, you just need to click on the continue tab and it will paste it correctly. But this is something you need to make sure that you do, because if you do not copy it, it's not gonna work correctly. You will not see the new world. You will see the desert park world, which is kinda deserted. But you can also check it's like 2256 kilobytes right now, and once replayed, it's at least 2500. So you will notice a difference. And of course, you can also see that from the date modified that it's something that's been modified or not. Something to keep in mind though, that if there is a game patch, then you have to update this world file each and every time. So don't be scared if there is a patch in the game and then you click the mod and it's not there. You just need to paste the Desert Park world again here in this EA Games Sims 4 data shared worlds areas folder, and then it will be again accessible. Now back here we have the mod folder actually, and these contain the mod itself. There is a package file and the Sims 4 script file. Nothing else should be here. If you downloaded the mod from a third website, which I do not endorse, I cannot guarantee it's going to be the original file and it hasn't been tampered with. So please always make sure to download from my official sources, which are Patreon and CurseForge, and in the future my own website. Nowhere else should you download this mod from, because it can be tampered with, as it has happened in the past, not with me, but with other creators, as you may know if you're using mods a lot of times. So you just need to paste this. You need to find where your mods folder is located. It's usually somewhere in Documents, Electronic Arts, The Sims 4, Mod, and you just have to copy it. It's gonna take a while because again, it's a whopping 700 megabytes. Depending on your how your computer is, it may take a few seconds, as you can see there. And if we go back, there is one more thing we need to check out. The optional files. Let me grab the installation guide for you again, because it's gonna show you with pictures which optional file does what. So first of all, we have this Nerdy remove footprint package file. And it's something that removes this green footprint that follows the sim when you are walking in Aviodora. But there's a downside. If you remove it from Aviodora, it's gonna remove it from all of the beaches that you have in the game actually. So you won't have this sand effect when you are walking in the sand, for example in Tortosa or anywhere else that has sand actually. Then we have this Nerdy no picture frame but to UI package. This is a UI package, and it's removing this frame from the world control menu, so you won't have this ugly frame around the pictures that I created. Of course, this is optional. If you do not want to tamper with it, you can keep it. Same goes for this one. This is purely for aesthetics, so if you wish to keep it, you can of course. Then we have this Wicked Photos, which is an 18+ feature for the mod. And as you can see it here, when using the Starry Nights Woohoo building in the red light district, your sim may get a chance to buy steamy photos created during the Woohoo session with Wicked Whims. Heavily 18+ photos, and it's not child or streamer friendly. So of course, I'm not gonna show you this because I don't want YouTube to kill my video. And then we have this Holiday Tradition Lottery package file. And I've created the option for the post office where you can buy lottery tickets when you have this surprise holiday. However, I had to override a file in the game. And if you do not add this, then the game won't recognize this interaction that you have completed the surprise holiday and say that, oh, the holiday was so bad your sim did not buy a lottery ticket even though you have bought a ticket. But if you don't add this add-on, it will still work. Your Sims can still buy and win the lottery though. So that's completely fine. Now welcome to The Sims 4. Let's go to the game options first and let's check some settings. First of all, you need to make sure you're using actually DirectX 11, so this needs to be unchecked. If you're using DirectX 9, it's gonna be much slower, it's gonna be laggy. X11 is much better. The other thing you need to have checked is enable custom content in mods and script mods allowed. Now if you are a mod user, you probably already have those settings, but it doesn't hurt to check it again. If you had these unchecked and you apply changes, you will have to restart the game because of course the game needs to load the script files, because if you have it unchecked, the game will not load it at the start. So if you have it unchecked like this, as you can see, the game needs to be restarted for this change to take effect, and the same goes for this. And then you apply changes and then we can resume the game. Now you can load your own old save file, or you can actually load a new game, start a new game. It actually really depends on you. If you are just getting yourself familiar with the mod, I suggest creating a new game for it. So even if something happens, which shouldn't, because the mod is not that kind of game breaking, it doesn't contain many script files, so it shouldn't cause any issues. But since it's a huge mod, it can maybe crash the game if it's not that higher end PC. So it's always a great idea to start off with a new game and then you can actually go back to your old games, or just back up your save files before using the mod. And I can recommend this as well if you're using too many mods or using so many mods, to do frequent backups of your save files, especially those that you're playing with for a while. Thank you guys and see you next time.